So, Psy.com posted this article listing off a trade that the Bengals could do on draft night to quote unquote shake up the draft. And you know what? I'm just more happy about the fact that it does not include T. Higgins. And moving forward, unless like something actually happens, I'm not going to talk about trades that include T. Higgins because we're not trading him. So with that being said, if you're an article out there and you're going to post about a trade that isn't about T. Higgins, probably cover it because it's probably more logical. So, what this trade entitles is that the Bengals are going to give up their first round pick and their second round pick, and in return, the Bengals get the Jets' first round pick, and then the Jets, what pick it is? 185. I believe it's the fifth round. Nope, sixth round pick. So, in reality, we move up 8 spots, give up a second round pick, and in return, we get a sixth round pick. That's not happening. That's not happening. Like, the idea that we're going to trade up in general, is almost a 0% chance. Like, it's like that 1% chance, potentially. But if we did this, we would not, no. We would not give up a second round pick, and in return, get a sixth round pick. I feel like here's what I'll say, right? On paper, this would work for 31 NFL teams. With how we work and when we do trades, we want to be the one that benefits the most. We want to come out of it feeling like we destroyed when we won and we had the best trade ever. We wouldn't do this. 31 other teams probably would do this trade. Us, we would not do this trade. And also, again, like I said, it also comes down to, is there a player that's worth it to trade up 8 spots to potentially get? And I know someone's coming down below and say, oh, that definitely means they're going offensive linemen, right? No, if they're gonna trade up to that, they're either going Brock Bowers, Quinton Mitchell, because he is now on the table. It's either one of these two guys, I feel like. Because, Fuaga is also, and that's not how to say his name, by the way, I've learned recently. He's also another opportunity at pick 10 here you could go with. Again, if you're trading up this much, honestly, if you're trading up this much, I mean, they could be trading up to get him. Because he's not going to be on the board at pick 18. So, that is actually an option here, is him. Quinton Mitchell is also a really good option here at pick 10. I know Brock Bowers is the guy you go with, you know, if we're being, like, realistic as in the aspect of what we're looking at now. But in reality-wise, you also got to remember they're going to go best player available. And Quinton Mitchell is a really, really good cornerback. So, I think the options at pick 10 here are Brock Bowers, Fuaga. I'm just going to keep saying that until I learn how to say his name correctly. And if we dropped him, I'll learn how to say his name correctly. Byron Murphy, I think, is still available pick 10 here, but you traded up, right? You could have probably got Byron Murphy at pick 18. So you're trading up for one reason, and that's to get somebody that you really, you couldn't get pick 18. Thing about it is, again, Brock Bowers very potentially could go before this pick. So if we did this pick trade up before the draft, it would be stupid. This would be a draft night trade. All right, so again, Brock Bowers is the option, but I'm just thinking like reality-wise, Quinton Mitchell and Fuaga are very much potential options here, even with Brock Bowers on the board. But I think Brock Bowers is the guy they go with. He is a generational tight end, a really great tight end, and yeah. It is what it is. See, this is what I don't like. Now we don't draft to get into the third round. And now, obviously, I think we probably go with Blake Fisher. Yeah, I'm actually going to go back-to-back linemen here. Back-to-back tackles. Like the option. I really like this guy, actually. Kate Stover, the guy I like the most, though. But I really like the center. If he was available in the 5th round and he dropped in some way, I'd probably go with him there. Go Wingo here. Let's go with This pick, not really liking that pick too much. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably go with this pick. See, there's some positions I do want to hit, but at the same time, you know, you kind of go with how the draft falls to you at the end of the day. So if certain players fall to you in the draft, you kind of go with that. But with how this draft is falling to me, certain positions are, you know, available and certain positions are not available. Yeah, I do want to go corner. Yeah, I'll probably just go with a Michigan guy. Going to go with center here. Going to go with wide receiver. Probably go wide receiver earlier. That's another position that I'd probably go earlier, if I'm being honest. But okay, so they said I should have taken Fuaga over Brock Bowers. And again, I agree with that. I really do. Listen, Brock Bowers is a generational tight end. There is no disagreeing with that. There is no going against that. But what you have to remember at the end of the day is Fuaga is going to be a franchise right tackle. And you're going to solidify someone who's going to protect Joe Burrow for a very long time. Which, again, is you got to think about what is more important at the end of the day. Getting a generational talent or getting a guy to protect your quarterback for the foreseeable future. So, again, it's a very, very interesting situation. If both these guys are on the board, and if you're trading up, they're both going to be on the board in that context. So, yeah, I mean, out of this draft, I really like how I started this draft, the first 4 picks. I love Wingo. He's one of my favorite. But from here, from 6th to 7th here, I don't really love how I drafted. The halfback, I don't think is a bad option. Linebacker, I don't know. Cornerback, I'm okay with. Center, I'm okay with. Wide receiver, I mean, you're just taking the guy at that point. I've probably, if I'm going back and redoing this, I'm probably taking a wide receiver instead of the running back. And I'm probably... Yeah, okay. Top 76% of drafts. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, for the most part, again, like I said, this trade's not going to happen. That's really what this comes down to. We're going to wait to pick 18 and see who's available at pick 18 and kind of going from there. We're not going to trade up. We're not going to give up a second-round pick for this. It's just not going to happen, man. At the end of the day, I know you might say, well, 31 other teams would take this trade. Yeah, but we're not 31 other teams. In no way have the Bengals ever been like anyone else. They like to be their own, set team. They like to act their own way. They like to have their own culture. And I think it's a very beautiful thing / amazing thing about them. It's what makes us special and what makes us amazing over any other team in the NFL. I'll see you guys in the next one.